Okay, so remember we're trying to solve these equations. We're trying to solve for an angle. And they give us an equation that has a trigonometric function in it. Okay, so sometimes it's tricky to read the equations because our eye has a tendency to think of it or see it a certain way, which may or may not be true. So I'm going to talk a little bit about reading this algebra here. So here's our equation. Whoops, all the way over here. You'll notice there's a tangent x on the right and one on the left. We haven't seen that before, but it's okay. We do have an interval of 0 to 2 pi here, so keep that in mind. But you'll notice on the left, there's parentheses, right? This is a distributing thing. The argument for the tangent on the left is just x. It's not x plus 3, okay? So it's like if you're thinking it means this, that's different, okay? That's what I'm trying to point out here is that 2 tangent x, plus 3, when the parentheses are like that, it's different than when it's like that. So these are not the same thing. Okay, so we're going to distribute and we're going to get 2 tangent x plus 6, because 2 times 3 is 6, right? Equals 5 plus tangent x. And then that should look a little more friendly. It'd be nice if maybe I made my tangent t like that so it doesn't look like an addition sign. But we're actually going to go ahead and just subtract tangent x from both sides. You can do that. This is just a term, you know. And you might be saying, well, could I put parentheses around the x? That would help me see it better. You can. They didn't in the book. They didn't type it that way, but you could write it that way. Okay, so now I have 1 tangent x plus 6 equals 5. So now I'm going to have tangent x equals negative 1 if you subtract the 6 from both sides. So now I'm thinking, okay, when is the tangent negative 1? And so you could also make a graph, you know, if you wanted to, like this, and you could say, oh, it's down here, you know, or you could do the next one over here. So where's tangent, or you could, you know, draw like this, where's tangent negative in the second quadrant? And so that's going to be 3 pi over 4. Okay, now back to this example here for a second. You know, why am I not using that? It's not between 0 and 2 pi. That would be like negative pi over 4. And that's not in this range. Okay, so that's why I'm not using that. But over here, you know, in the next, you know, here's my asymptote. Anyway, in 3 pi over 4, when I'm in the second quadrant, I do get a negative tangent. So that's why we can use that one. And so x is going to equal 3 pi over 4. But we're going to go over here to the fourth quadrant and pick up another one. So that's going to be 7 pi over 4. And so we get two solutions here. 3 pi over 4 and 7 pi over 4.